be the hard truth that you would tell these individuals, if they were going through some issues, about continuously going through the same situation with the same individual and at the same time over and over and over and over and over.
Well, I think sometimes you have to get to the point where you feel enough discomfort to make change, right? Usually people don't make changes until they feel a level of discomfort that inspires them to change. So I think with red flags, we have to talk about the fact that red flags actually cost you something. You have to get to that point where you see the red flags as costing you something.
But if I was saying that if red flags, if I had to think about what red flags cost, they cost number one is
Mhm.
time. Because if you
Mm,
continuously go through this situation over and over and over and over, or constantly down the timeline, you go from this person to the next person to the next person, and it's always the same red flag. It's that time that you're wasting on individuals trying to figure out, what's going on. I think money is a big thing. Money is a way that, it does cost you. Taking out all these
mhm.
different people on dates, spending all these lavish things when you already know that this individual is not going to be in your life, emotionally, physically, or forever. I think a sense of yourself,
Mhm.
because you think that you have to be with this individual because you have time with this person. And I also think the
Yeah.
most important thing is peace, but a lot of us love peace. And peace could be, man, I'm with this individual, yes and no, but they let me have that peace. And I think
Mhm.
that's a big reason why you need to understand that it costs you when you continuously ignore red flags on a constant.
For me, it was realizing that ignoring red flags didn't make me loyal, right?
Mm.
I was taught that if you just kept praying and if you were gentle and humble and used soft words and were kind, that the red flags would get better. But what happens in reality is when you stay in that pattern and in that relationship, those behaviors start to enable the red flag behavior. And then it kept me stuck. And by being stuck in that relationship, it made me unavailable for healthier, better relationships.
And like I said earlier, for me, realizing that my peace was more valuable than chemistry.